I was gonna call this video "Scripted Videos Slows Me Down." However, I want this video to be more broad and more general, because I think if I talk about that and that alone and have that as the main topic of the video, then this video would be rather short. So I want to make it more general and just instead allow myself to explore the idea of scripting videos rather than focusing on the fact that I believe that scripting videos slows me down, because I think that that may be a very short video. Personally, I'm against scripting videos for me, because as I said, I believe that they slow me down, or I'm slowing myself down with scripting videos from personal experience. I want to explore why I think this, and then from there I'll move on and speak about my thoughts on scripting videos in a much more general sense. So today I uploaded thoughts that I have about females more so in the dating sense, the part 2 of 2 for that video. And it's one video that I really wanted to upload for a while, ever since I made the original, ever since I made the part 1, and I just didn't, because I had scripted the video out. I made many points on it. And as I said in that video at the start, it genuinely could be a case of me thinking that, or me basically, or like subconsciously telling myself that, well, I've made notes on it, I've thought what I want to thought about it, I've thought things through, so there's no point in making a video about it because I've already thought things through writing down notes. But that's not how I want things to be. Unless I'm really focused on keeping certain things private, then I don't have a problem with that. But if I've told myself that I want to make a video on this, then I want to make a video on it, not just write notes on it and then push it to the side and leave it alone permanently and never address it again, because I'm basically done with it. I've said what I've needed to say through the notes. I don't want that. I don't want that, because with this part 2 of 2 that I'm talking about now, I specifically told myself that I wanted to make a video out of this. That was something that I just knew. So of course, that's what I wanted to do, but I took a very long time to get around to doing it. Not because I didn't have the time, but because I made notes on it already. So it was basically like my brain may have thought that I didn't have a need to make a video on it. I say my brain didn't have a need as if I'm absolving, is that the word? Removing responsibility for my own actions. Oh, it was my brain, it wasn't me. Fucking bullshit. It was me, so let's not try and remove accountability by saying, oh no, it was my brain that did that, it wasn't me. Sure, I'm not only brain matter, I'm the whole unit, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is my responsibility. If I'm telling myself I want to make a video, that means I want to make a video. I'm not only against scripting videos from personal experience that I've had, for example, with that video that I've spoken about, and me slowing myself down by scripting them and then basically just pushing them aside and never making videos about them, even though I did want to make videos about them. I'm against scripting videos because I also think that you might be, or at least for me personally, I'd be making it more difficult for myself to be able to articulate myself as clearly as I could do by making videos that are a lot more raw and a lot less edited compared to videos that are a lot more edited. For example, when I'm explaining myself in the past, I'd say what I'm thinking, and I'd say because, and then there'd be a long pause, and then I'd have to think of a reason. But now I don't have to do that because I've practiced the art of thinking so much in this way, and I don't think it would be possible by making very edited videos. Reminds me of AR Self. In her edited videos, it seems like she can articulate herself fairly clearly for the most part, but then when it comes to the unscripted videos, there's the ums, the ahs, the likes, when you're not using that word properly. For example, saying, I have like 10 pens in this pencil case, rather than using the word properly, because you haven't focused on actually articulating yourself more clearly, perhaps. That's not even a dig at her. She's just an example, because she's who I have in my mind when thinking about people who might be actually making it more difficult for themselves to articulate themselves more clearly without even realizing it. Maybe she might be making it harder for herself to articulate herself more clearly because she's making so many edited videos compared to making more unscripted videos. She has her own series called AR Unscripted. If I were her and I had this exact same mindset that I do now, I just focus on making unscripted videos, really. I wouldn't even call it AR Unscripted. I just make it the video title without the AR Unscripted in it. Maybe make it a series, a different series amongst all of the other series that I'd be running amongst that channel, but alongside that series in the channel, but I wouldn't call it that. It'd be more so just the norm, like how it is over here, in the form of the serious series. No longer the serious videos playlist, I think I called it, because these are serious videos. But yeah, I'm thinking that there are more downsides to scripting videos than positives, because I haven't gone out my way to think about positives of scripting videos. I know how to articulate myself fairly clearly, so I don't need to script videos, really. It's more so just something that I do that would slow me down, that would hold me back. By the way, what I've just said about AR Self is not a dig at her, no, but it is what I genuinely think on the matter, and I absolutely will speak my mind no matter what. I absolutely will speak my mind, especially with things like this, because it's what I genuinely think. I'm very sure of myself, and because of that, and because I've practiced the art of articulating myself with basically completely unedited videos, I don't need to go out my way to script. I'm not one of those sorts of girls where most of them, they start the video off the exact same. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and then it's the same basic stuff. Those videos, those sorts of videos that those sorts of girls make, man, it's like they edit basically every sentence, or maybe not even that. Sometimes some girls may actually edit every clause, like Lena Lifts. I think I'm referring to one of her most recent videos that she's made at the time of publishing this video. Man, because she's doing that to herself, she might not be able to articulate herself as clearly as she could if she practiced the skill on YouTube, which is rather unfortunate, because it's not like she can't. But perhaps she might not know better, but just because I want to do it doesn't mean other people want to do it. It seems like for Lena Lifts in particular, she's more focused on creating a high video production piece rather than improving her articulation skills. Because there's so many sounds, there's so many sound effects, she basically edits every single clause, not even a sentence, not sentence, clause, when she speaks. Sounds like Alex Cole can't, Alexxcoll can't articulate herself as clearly as she could if she just practiced the art of making more unedited videos. But then again, just because I'd rather do that doesn't mean other people would rather do that. That's number one. Number two, their aims and their focuses and what they've got in mind, that they put in their mind in the form of goals, that might be a lot more different than what I've got. I don't really think about having goals. I just live. I just allow myself to live and do what I truthfully want to do every single day and just keep on improving. And one thing that I'm allowing myself to do is make more unedited videos. Well, not completely unedited, even though that's how I'd like them to be. I'd like all of these videos to be one takes, because I'll be practicing the ability, I'll be improving my ability to clearly articulate myself every single time, every single video, through making them unedited. Nah, I don't think about goal setting really, even though this piece of paper that's related to the gym instructor course material talks about just that, goal setting and having dates and what I want to do down. I don't really think about it. Just I understand damn well that every day is the answer, and I'm allowing that to, I'm guiding myself with that, not allowing that to guide me. No, I'm guiding myself with that, and I'm building off that. I understand that everything else I'll figure out, but I must have something to show for every day without fail. Must. And going back to the video topic now, it's a lot more difficult to do that if I were to really focus on scripting videos rather than just saying what I think on the matter at the time. And then naturally, over time, as I become more educated on what truthfully matters, and as I educate myself on thoughts and on things that I've spoken about in the past, I can then revisit these ideas and make even more higher quality videos through not only video production, like the camera quality and all that, but also giving a more educated take on those topics that I'd be revisiting, and therefore in that sense be making a higher quality video by perhaps making the videos more thought-provoking or more insightful than back when I would have made videos on the topics, whatever they are, for the first time, and I would have had a more uneducated take on those topics. I'm trying to make myself think about any upsides that there could be to scripting. Well, this doesn't really apply to me because I think I can fairly clearly articulate myself, but it'd be very helpful to those who really, it might be helpful to those who really find it difficult to articulate themselves, like extremely difficult. Maybe those who feel insecure, might be helpful for them as well, or it might actually hinder them because they'd be so focused on trying to make the videos as high quality as possible because they don't want other people to feel unhappy, and they're basically trying to be a people pleaser. So that might actually be more harmful than helpful for those sorts of people, because they'd be going out of their way to try and make themselves feel less insecure, but in reality it'd actually be making them feel more insecure. because they'd be giving into those sorts of thoughts, such as the what are people going to think if I say this, and overthinking those sorts of thoughts over and over. It might be very helpful for those that are extremely focused on creating a high video production piece. It may be very helpful for these sorts of people because you wouldn't have many pauses in between what you'd say without editing, because you would have scripted everything through. But even still, you may mess up. Just like how you mess up with more unscripted videos. Man, I'm really trying to think of any benefits that scripted videos could have. I don't have any. I don't have an answer off the top of my head. But I can understand which sorts of people would use it. People who are focusing on creating a really high video production piece, perhaps to view chase, or because they're focused on quality more than quantity, when in reality you can have both. And or for those that are insecure or feel insecure, go about life in an insecure way. These sorts of people would probably script videos so that they're seemingly the highest quality, to get views as well, seeing as in many people's minds views equals money. And although I certainly can think this way, I'm not anymore. I genuinely am not anymore. The reason why I think this is because, well, I'm starting to think this is because speaking my mind comes first over money. Because money will always be coming. Money comes and goes, but I am not prepared to lose my dignity strictly because I've been money chasing. That's how homicidal people think. I'm not a money chaser. I'm not a money chaser, and I'm not a view chaser either. If speaking my mind means that these videos don't get many views, then that means these videos don't get many views. But I'd rather it be that way than me going out of my way to try and get as many views as possible, so that I can eventually get as much money as possible from the YouTubes by thinking of it as a source of income as I once did. I'm not trying to make this a business. I'm not trying to sell people stuff. If I do want to advertise in the future, such as advertising my own PT program, then I'll make it very clear that it's an advertisement. That's if I want to, but if I do, it'll be very clear that it's an advertisement, rather than try and make it smooth. Reminds me of Millie T when she was advertising a sponsor. When she was late, she got down in bed on, she was laying in bed on camera. She got into bed on camera, and then she used that as a transition to sponsor one of her videos. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna straight up advertise my thing. I'm not gonna try and make it smooth. I don't think anyway. It will be very clear that I'll be advertising, and there won't be any, what do you call it? I won't hide it. I won't hide it. I'll probably make a video beforehand explaining that I'm advertising this for X, Y, and Z reasons, and then after, the advertisements will come. I'd advertise my stuff. I'd advertise any PT programs that I've got or anything like that, but it will be very obvious. It will be very obvious. It won't be. I'm not gonna go excessively out of my way to try and sell it to people. I will not excessively go out of my way to sell shit. If I advertise and you don't want to purchase the product, that's okay. That's more than fine. The choice is yours at the end of the day, but I'm not going to go out of my way to be one of those sorts of people that say, like the video and subscribe. Because if you want to, you will. If you don't want to, you won't. It really is as simple as that. Just like with hitting the subscribe button. If you want to, you will. If you don't want to, you won't. It really is as simple as that. I can't control your actions. I can't control what you do. And I'm not going to try and make it seem like I have that right. Again, reminds me of Millie T saying, if you don't subscribe, you get 10 years of bad luck. Of course, it's half a joke, but I'm not gonna go out my way to try and really want people to subscribe. If people want to subscribe and like the videos on this channel, then they will. You lot will. It really is as simple as that. And if that means that people come and view what's going on over here at much lower rates than it could, than what's possible, so be it. I'd rather that and truthfully speak my mind than view chase and not really speak my mind, but be getting many more views on this channel than I would have otherwise been by doing what I'm doing now, which is speaking my mind. And the reason why that is because I don't want to regret. I don't want to have regrets in the future, knowing that although I really believed I wanted to go about making very truthful videos, I didn't. I decided to view chase instead. For money that I knew comes and goes. That would make my final moments painful, very painful, because I'd have to live with that before I pass. And I know I don't need to, so I'm not going to. I really believe that there's a much more fun way, which is speaking my mind, even if that means that less people view it and less people like, less people dislike, less people subscribe. So be it. So be it. That is something I'm willing to accept. It's pretty nice. I don't really think there's anything wrong with it. Like, it's nice seeing the channel grow very slowly. No one's harassing me on the street. Oh, look at that shoulder definition, by the way. It must be all of those vertical presses, come on. It's the lighting as well, of course. But yeah, no one's harassing me on the street. No one is trying to give me advice, even though I haven't asked for it. Specifically about the channel, for example. It's nice. It's nice. If people do recognize me on the street later on down the line, the growth would have been very slow, and I think because of that very slow growth, I'd be able to handle it by that point. Whereas, like with Life XP, for example, that growth was too quick. The growth that he experienced on his channel was too fucking quick. And he has now no longer got his videos uploaded publicly. He could have uploaded them privately or just straight up deleted them. Like how I deleted all of the videos that I had on Blue to Red rather than keep them and make them private. I wanted nothing to do with it. I wanted nothing to do with it. I had had enough. I'd really had enough. Because I didn't agree with all the views that I was putting out there on the internet anymore, so I got rid of them. It really is as simple as that. That's the topic for another video though. In my head I'm just thinking of saying I feel happy that I went through that stage of basically regurgitating what Red Pill content creators have said, because it's been a part of the journey which has meant I've got to this point where I have my own voice and I say what I'm truthfully thinking rather than what somebody else has said and would be basically copying and pasting onto the channel here out of my mouth. Rather than copying and pasting text on Microsoft Word, I'd basically be doing the video equivalent of that. Nah, been there, done that, and although I'm not doing that anymore, it served its purpose. But without it, I probably wouldn't be here today. And maybe he's going through that sort of phase where he was making videos related to Hamza and he just didn't want that anymore. He didn't want those videos up for anymore for whatever reason. And he may come back and make many more videos, but instead, that time he'd be speaking his mind rather than just copying and pasting what Hamza said and following that sort of same style where you'd be changing, going from clip to clip to clip to clip visually on video every few seconds to try and make the video as visually engaging as possible, because the brain would be trying to process so many things at once, which the brain genuinely might not be built to do at this point in time. I'm not talking about scripting videos anymore. I really tried to think about any positives out there that there could be for me for scripting videos, but to me personally, I think with the way how I think about scripting videos, the downsides heavily outweigh the upsides, any potential upsides there are to it. And I'm personally not an any benefit person. This is an idea that's spoken about in Cal Newport's Deep Work book. It's called taking what he termed, or somebody else in that book termed, the craftsman approach, and seeing if what you consider the positives heavily outweigh the negatives or the other way around, and then therefore negotiating around that and making your decision based off that. And personally, I am doing that because I think the negatives of scripting videos heavily outweigh any positives there are. I'm not insecure. I don't go about my life in an insecure way, and I'm not going out of my way to make extremely high quality videos by putting so many visual clips together and trying to edit it down to make it the most high quality piece. No. I'm instead much more interested in making a high quality message than making a high quality video through video production and having so many clips here and there all over the place and all these fancy transitions and stuff. I've done transitions in the past, yeah, but it was never extreme, like where you get so many clips and then every few seconds it's switching from clip to clip to clip to clip. I can't do it. I can do it. I know how to edit, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to, because I'd much rather do this, make videos that are at least a lot more raw, because I'm improving my ability to articulate myself clearly this way, which is something that is fundamental in life. I think this because we're social beings, we communicate with each other, we have friends, or I like to believe. If you don't have friends, and if there's anyone that's looking for advice, I'd say at least please consider it, because having friends and going out of your way to have friends that you'd want to have may improve your social health. You absolutely don't have to, and you don't have to listen to the advice either, but for those that are believing that they're rather isolated, it might just be the time to go out of your way to socialize and talk to people, whether it be strangers or people that you'd meet in a very specific environment rather than just on the street, for example in the gym. Something that I've done in the past and I still am doing and absolutely will do, potentially for the rest of my life, seeing as I'm on the way to becoming a personal trainer. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I genuinely may stay in doing some form of sport/exercise related thing for the rest of my life, because I value my health. I really value my health and I really enjoy going to the gym, so I genuinely might be in that sort of environment or thing or industry, whatever you want to call it, for the rest of my life. And that's something I don't mind. I don't really have much else to say than that. And I know that I've gone off topic from talking about scripting videos to talking about what I was just talking about now with the staying in the personal training industry or whatever you want to call it for the rest of my life. I don't want to even think about it as an industry or career or anything like that. It's just me living. But yeah, I'm done. I've thought about my thoughts. I've released my thoughts about what I think about scripting, and that's what this video is for. So yeah, I'm gone. I'm signing out. See you lot in the next one. Peace. If there's anyone out there that's looking for advice, I'd say this. You owe it to yourself to do what you truthfully want to do. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to put in an effort, an everyday effort. Have something to show for every single day, whether that be publicly or privately. I'd recommend publicly because it's meant I've got off my arse and I've made significant progress in all aspects of my life, really. And I'm building myself up. So I'd recommend publicly, but even if you don't want to do publicly at the moment, I'd recommend privately on YouTube, for example. Having something to show for every day, even if it's 2 seconds, you owe it to yourself to do that. You owe it to yourself, so that when you reminisce and you look back and reflect on what you've managed to achieve in your life, you can reflect with pride rather than regret. And even before your final moments, you can truthfully feel happy after a while. Short term, you may feel unhappy because you may believe that you have a lot of shit to sort out. But after a while, it's only gonna get more fun and more fun and more fun. Every day is the answer, man. Every day. Every day. Having something to show for every day, even if it's a literal 2-second video. Every day. But yeah, I'm gone. See you lot in the next one. Bye.